Alright, so starting off with the 1957 Lincoln cent or wheat cent, 1 cent coin, wheat penny, Lincoln penny, whatever you prefer to say. This is a wheat penny here from 1957. Now it's been double struck and rotated in color. So we can see that there on the coin and the images displayed. It is a mint error. Now had this coin been in better condition, it would have sold for more money, but this coin did sell for over $240. You can see the lines going through Lincoln's chest there, or on the side of him, and his face there. That is a result of that double strike taking place. And then here is the reverse of the coin over a $200 penny. Now here's a 1976 Washington quarter, so the Bicentennial Washington quarter. Now this has a mint error as well, so it's been broad struck. We can clearly see it's a very visible type of error. You would not need a coin microscope to see anything like this. It would just, you know, be very obvious to you if you go through rolls of quarters from the bank, or if you're you know, just looking at pocket change. This quarter here sold for a little over $100. But let's check out this 2008 state quarter. Now this one is very, very cool. Now we're gonna look at a couple different ones of these. So this is a 2008 D mint mark Hawaii quarter. So this is going to be a dropped letter. So in this case, it's going to be the letter T here on the front of the coin. So if we look at that phrase, "In God We Trust," we look at the D mint mark. If we look to the left of the D mint mark, you can see a dropped T right there to the left of the D mint mark. So that is really cool. Always look for that. Such a simple type of error to look for. Now here on the reverse looks totally normal. Hawaii state quarter. Now of course, the better the condition these are going to be in, the more that they're going to sell for as well. So this coin here sold for over $700. $700 for that quarter. Now if we look at another 2008 D Hawaii state quarter, this is a dropped Y. So the letter Y, and this is actually above the O in the word dollar. So if we zoom in there, you can see that Y going through like the neck of Washington and right above the O in dollar. So always be on the lookout for those dropped letters. I haven't really discussed that too much here on the channel. I think I might have shown these in a previous video, but this quarter here sold for over $250. So really awesome type of error to look for. Let's move on to the 2005 state quarter. Now this is pretty obvious. If you find something like this, it would be very noticeable. The design's cut off. You can tell that it's not the right shape of a quarter. It's been struck on an elliptical planchet, so that's what gives the quarter value. And this quarter sold for over $130. Now here is a no dated penny. Now this has been broad struck with a partial brockage, so we can see that it has no date as a result of that. And this is an obvious error as well. Don't need a coin microscope for stuff like this, but this coin did sell for over 70 bucks. 70 US dollars. Now for a 1979, this is one of my favorites of the video. I would love to find something like this in a roll of coins from the bank. Now coin roll hunting pennies, one of my favorite things to do, look for errors underneath the microscope. Now this is a 1979 that has been double struck on a split planchet. So we can see that the design there twice, and you see here on the reverse that as well. So very, very awesome type of error. This penny sold for over $500. Now this is really cool. This is in 1998. I think something like this could easily be passed up if you're not really paying attention going through your pennies or your rolls of pennies or pocket change, or however you search coins. Maybe you buy coin collections from people and search through them. But 1998, very common penny. They made tons of these, so you wouldn't really think to look for, you know, something like this. It has been struck on a foreign planchet. So the way to tell, you know, obvious here on the bottom, it's been cut off a lot. And we see that there on the reverse as well. You see the design United States of America being cut off there, the lettering. And if we go back here to the front, you can see on the coin slab that it only weighs 1.6 grams. Now these pennies are supposed to weigh 2.5 grams because they are the zinc pennies. So definitely always weigh your coins if you're not really certain about it, because they definitely should not weigh 1.67 grams. That is way too low. Now they do give, you know, a little room, a little wiggle room, I guess you could say, on the weight. You know, it's probably normal if it weighs 2.3 to 2.6, somewhere in that range, 6.5 or something. I forget what the range is, but it doesn't have to exactly weigh 2.5. It can weigh a little over or under, but definitely not 1.6 grams. So this coin sold for over $280, nearly a $300 penny. Now this is something cool to look for, obvious type of error that you can always look for in quarter rolls from the bank. 1999 state quarter. You can see that the obverse has been struck through. It is a late stage cap die, so a die capped error taking place here. We see that the reverse totally fine. So this coin here sold for over $200. Now for a proof quarter, this is really cool as well. This has been struck through also, but this is a proof quarter from 2000, so it's got the S Mint mark. It is the New Hampshire quarter, and we see that strike through taking place here on the front, going through the word Liberty. And what that is that it was struck through a string. So when the coin was being produced, some kind of little string, small string, got in the way when it was struck, and that is the imprint of that string. Now there's different types of strike throughs I talk about in my other error coin videos, so definitely check those out. We'll look at some other error coins here as we go after this coin, but this coin did sell for over $150. So we're gonna do more than 10, maybe 15 error coins here. Next up is a very cool nickel, a Jefferson nickel. This is actually a wartime nickel. Now from 1942 to 1945, if you guys are familiar with coins, you know that they made those in 35% silver. Now this coin here is a 1944, which is the wartime nickel. Now it has been broad struck and multi-struck, so we can see that there, especially around the rim of the coin. So very noticeable error there taking place on this nickel. Now this coin sold for over $400. Moving on to a very cool coin. This is a 1955 Denver minted wheat penny that has been struck through the obverse. So we can see that strike through taking place right here, very noticeable on the obverse of the wheat penny. So very cool. Here on the back, looks perfectly fine, and boy, this wheat penny is in very, very good condition. It's graded at a mint state 66. This coin sold for over $300. Next up, now this one, I really like this coin as well. This is a 1957 Denver minted Lincoln wheat penny. Now this has a peeled lamination on the obverse, so if we zoom in there, you can really see that lamination taking place. Very awesome error. I love lamination errors like this extreme. Very, very cool. This 1957 penny sold for a little over $100. Not too bad for that, 100 bucks. Next up is a 1964 Denver minted Roosevelt dime. Now this coin is 90% silver, and we can see that the front of the coin has been struck through reading. Alright, so very, very cool there. Now this coin sold for over $300 because of that mint error. Next up is a silver 1971 S Eisenhower dollar coin. Now it doesn't look like much is going on, however, it has been struck through plastic here on the front of the coin. So if we zoom in there, you can really see that yellowish and brownish tone right there. That is a piece of plastic that the coin was struck through. So very, very cool. Like this error, it's not too noticeable if you're really not paying attention, but it is there when you zoom in. Now this coin here sold for over $140. Next up is a 1976. I know you guys love those bicentennial quarters. Now this quarter here has been struck 30% off center. Very noticeable. This quarter sold for over $250. Moving on to a 1982 large date Lincoln penny. Now this one has a partial collar with the obverse brockage. Very noticeable. I mean, half the coin's gone, right? So very, very noticeable. You wouldn't have to, you know, search or look hard for this. It will stick out like a sore thumb. Now this penny here sold for over $150. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.